We are live. Yes. Welcome to the Comic Binge, the first ever Mega Chill stream. What is Mega Chill? I don't really know, to be quite honest. So it's just kind of the way it is going to be. I'm just going to say, hey, it's my thing. So it's called Mega Chill because we can chill. I am your host, Paul Herman. Thank you for watching the Comic Binge, whether you're watching live. And I need to do this more often as far as please hit like and subscribe, all that crap. I hate begging for that stuff, but I'm going to do it because I guess, to grow. I have to grow the channel, right? I can't just stay at like the meagerness that I am right now. I've got to keep growing. I got to grow. I'm like a little baby, right? So anyway, thanks for coming and watching. I really appreciate it. Appreciate everyone's support recently. I had a great episode with Alex from Comic Historians. It was great. It's my biggest video ever, and I got a bunch of followers or subscribers, I should say. Thank you for all the new subscribers. I really appreciate you all. I hope you guys stay, and I hope you guys have suggestions. Hit me up, whether it be on Twitter or whatever. But anyway, if you're watching this video, again, hit like, subscribe. I hate asking this stuff, but you got to do it, right? So anyway, I am joined today by a couple of good friends of mine. I'm going to go with the person I know the least because I like to make the other person wait as long as possible. First person up, it's got flipped off by them. First person up on here is going to be Mr. Pete. Mr. Pete, how we doing? Oh, I muted you. Now you can talk.
All right, here we go. Hey, what's going on?
What's up, man?
Dude, it's cool to be here with you and Cloud. Like this is like fanboy like royalty.
Shut up, dude.
No, it is.
Shut up.
Going back for like multiverse, what's it called? Not multiverse, Modern Myth Media.
Modern Myth Media.
Modern Myth Media, and then like Cloud's Nightwing reviews for BOF. I remember reading them, and Cloud inspired me into reading comic books. So
wait, hold on a second. Before I bring him
he's
on,
been around for a minute. Like I read them in
Shut up.
college. I was reading Cloud in college. He was probably in college.
Wait a minute.
I was reading Cloud in
Clow
college.
inspired you to read comic books.
No, write comic book reviews.
Oh, well, it's even better.
Yeah,
How inspired you to be a freaking writer?
fanboy journalist. Yes,
Dude, writer's a writer, Holmes. Don't even like try to like, be meager about it. But like, well, no, dude, you're doing the work. That's awesome. I didn't know that.
yeah.
Hey.
Like, Cloud's definitely a big part of it. Definitely.
We're just talking about Cloud.
Batman on film, all that stuff. It's all a big part of all my fandom fanboyness.
That's amazing, Pete. Like I just gotta say, I love listening to you on all your shows. I think you're hoot. I love your enthusiasm.
Hoot nanny.
Like it's a great Replacements album. But yeah, I just love the fact that you love comic books and you're passionate. And I just,
I read a lot of comic books.
I love it. I love that you do. It's awesome. And but anyway, I'm glad you're on, and I've been wanting to have you on for a long time.
This is great.
This is great. We're gonna talk about comic books. You have a new show to pimp later on. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to talk about that in a minute. So I think we should get this other guy on. I'm not sure here. Should we get him on?
Go for it.
I kind of want to make him sweat some more.
Uh-oh.
Watch, before I get him on, he'll pull his drapes up just to bug me. I know. All right, here he is. One of my best friends, Mr. Chris Clow. Oh, you're still muted, Chris. Hold on a second. Oh, wait, it's broken. You're gonna have to do sign language, I think.
Yeah.
I already did earlier.
I did it. What's up, man? Look, hey, for people who don't know, Chris is like my little brother. He's a little brother I always wanted, and this is why, because there's always people, with people I say, you're the sibling I never wanted, kind of as a joke. But truth be told, Chris is literally the little brother I always wanted, because he's a little younger than I am, but he loves all the same things as I do, and I can rile him up so much. I think I'm the only person in this universe that can rile up Chris as much as I can. I take that as a pure, beautiful thing. Chris, am I wrong?
I won't say that you're wrong, but there are instances where I can give it as good as I.
You can.
So.
We've gotten in heated argument once this year already, and I won't talk
Was
about
that
why.
this year? Was that this year? Or was that last year?
Well, if you go in technically last year, it was like
I've always wondered what a heated Chris Clow is like.
he's the same.
I couldn't even picture.
Hold on, this is Chris heated. You he gets all big eyed like this, and he's like, oh, like that. Like but it's way more elegant and on the money than I ever could. So
well, you would never concede that in the moment. That's for
no,
sure.
I never would. No, I lost it. I actually got more upset than he ever did, to be honest. So that's
you,
we're not gonna talk about
you
that.
were gonna give me comics and you threw them on the floor before you handed them to me.
Why would you do that?
We're not gonna talk about that. We'll just.
Why would you do that?
To be honest, it went from a very like it was me giving it to him, and then he gave it back to me. And then I got kind of pissed off because
so who lost control that time?
I did. I
wasn't me.
fully admit I lost control. No, you come on. Between the two of us, who's gonna lose control more? It's gonna be me all the time. I'm the one who's gonna lose cannon. No, you're whatever. But anyway, Chris is like my little brother, and I literally I just love him to death. He's like, and he's also the most generous person I've ever met. So, Chris, I love you as always.
I love you too, man. And I mean, look, you guys are both overwhelming me here, Pete. I didn't know that you read those awful Nightwing reviews.
Are you kidding me?
Shut up, Chris.
Yeah. Oh, I did.
Oh man, those were the
Oh.
first comic book reviews I ever wrote.
It was Nightwing. It was like after 1 year later, it was Jason Todd was dressed as Nightwing, going around killing people.
Wait, Jason
And
Todd was Nightwing? He dressed up as Nightwing?
He dressed up as Nightwing while Dick was actively Nightwing. And then at some point there was this girl with like, I don't know, X-Men like powers, and she put on a Nightwing
X-Men?
suit.
What is
Remember?
going on
She
here?
just got like powers. She had like she like put out her arms in that like typical like X-Men girl like power pose, and there were like orbs that flew out and she had beams.
If
And
Wait,
then-
is this gold balls?
I don't know what the hell they're called.
If you,
I don't read
if
X-Men.
you
It's like the one thing I don't read.
1 year
Gold
later,
balls.
the 1 year later story in Nightwing started at number 118. It was written by Bruce Jones.
Oh my god.
Covers by
Bruce
Jacques.
Jones? Oh, it's not mention him.
It was like the idea of an imposter Nightwing was kind of interesting. It wasn't Jason's best story, probably, but the cool thing that immediately followed that was that Marv Wolfman took over writing Nightwing, which
Marv
makes
was good.
sense,
Marv
and
was
Dan
good.
Jurgens was his artist.
Dan
So-
Jurgens? Oh,
Yeah,
dang.
so that was
Yeah,
actually
Dude,
pretty solid.
Jurgens.
Jurgens has done great work.
Well-
and then he saved Nightwing this year or
Yeah,
whatever.
right?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
okay. Up until now, up until Taylor, he was.
Before we get too
Doing great
crazy,
stuff.
see, this is what the mega chill stream is all about. Is this? And before we get too crazy,
Chillage.
yeah, maximum chillage. Oh, dude, that's
Maximum
another one.
Chillage.
You can have that one.
Nerds and comics.
You have that one.
Pete, your words are very kind and generous
Yes.
because I have looked back on those reviews and I've cringed a little bit at the fact that, I mean, you have to start somewhere, right?
I mean, I look back at my reviews a month ago and I cringe.
you shouldn't.
Yeah.
You shouldn't. You
I
know what
look
you're
at all my
doing, man.
videos and I just look at myself and go, why am I even doing
Oh,
this?
come on,
So
man.
anyway,
Come on.
before we
Well,
get too crazy, I want to just pimp out. If you live in the Washington State area in Pacific Northwest Washington, or if you want to order this specific items or item or whatever you want from them, I'm sure you can get them sent. I'm not sure why you'd want to do this, but I'm going to pimp out a fantastic place in Washington called Treat Cookies. And it's a place that lives. It's right by where I live, nearby in Burien, Washington, which is right outside Seattle. And it is a fantastic cookie place. I can't tell you.
Do they ship to New Jersey?
That's what I'm wondering. I don't know. Maybe you should email them. But the reason this is why I'm just gonna hear me out here. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys right now. This is a peanut butter cookie, but this is not just a normal peanut butter cookie. Okay. This cookie is a Cheez-It peanut butter cookie. And it sounds weird. Bear with me. This cookie is delicious. And I never thought
it like Cheez-Its and peanut butter.
I can't even explain it. It's crazy. It's crazy. But anyway, I just want to say they have amazing. They had it for a while. They had cereal cookies. They had like a Fruity Pebbles cookie, a Lucky Charms cookie. I mean, it's
How far is this place from Safeco Field?
it's a little bit of ways.
Okay, I was like, maybe I go to Seattle, I go to a ball game, buy some cookies, but it's not like that.
You could. It's on the way if you're coming from south.
I mean, the thing that you have to kind of prepare for if you ever do come over here is that compared to Jersey and New York and Chicago, public transit isn't great right here. At least not yet. They're working
Pete,
on
Really?
something.
But Pete,
so you have to
I
drive
mean, I
everywhere.
get that. I mean, I figure I'm spoiled. Like New York, it's crazy between cabs and subway.
But
like,
you
really-
have such a good subway system over there. And
Okay,
I
but
was
hold on,
that
hold on.
and
Let me-
more.
Pete, first of all, Pete, if you ever came out here, I'd take care of you. So
Well,
I'd
yeah,
get you cookies
yeah.
and Safeco Field. So just shut your mouth there. So don't worry, I got your back.
You've got
And
connections here. That's
I
for sure.
yes, and I
I
will
can't wait.
definitely.
I don't want to go to the fish market. We got to go to the fish market.
Pete, just you come visit me. I take care of you. You stay with me. I got you.
Yeah,
I got
that's
you.
great.
Anyway,
Yeah.
all right. So let's get back to comic
Play with
books.
Paul's toys.
I mean, not. Oh God, we're gonna get.
They're
we're
pretty
gonna-
great. He's got a great TV now too.
I have a solid TV now. I ain't gonna lie. So anyway, back to comic books. So we're gonna do a little show and tell here. Love physical comics, just like we all do here. I read digital though too, which we'll get into. Stop it. Stop that. Don't. That's gatekeepy stuff. Stop that. I'm just kidding. No, Chris, what did you buy? You showed me the other day, and I know Pete is gonna probably lose his mind. He probably already has this. He probably has like 8 of them. Let's be
Probably,
real.
yeah. No, he probably already has it because I'm
right.
way behind. So,
Show us, yeah, I'm gonna blow you up, sir. So go ahead and tell me, show us everyone what you're doing.
so I'm a fan of DC's Absolute Editions.
Yes,
I'm a big fan of DC's Absolute Editions. If I can't get the original issues of something, then an Absolute Edition is a good consolation prize. I mean, if it's a
100%
story
agree.
I really like, then I'll probably go for the issues as well. I have the issues of both of the Absolutes that I got here, but that's how high I revere Absolute Edition. So I actually got 2. Not something I would recommend doing on a regular basis, but I got some pretty decent.
Show us the
deals.
goods. Stop talking. Show us the goods. Come on.
The first one is
Ooh.
Justice
Yes.
League Origin. Jim Lee looks incredible, blown up to absolute size. I also
confirm.
have the Absolute of Hush, and I have the Absolute of Superman for Tomorrow.
Ooh.
And his artwork in both of those, this format does it a lot of favors. Not very many special features in this one, unfortunately. I think there's a cover gallery of all of the variants that have been done, and there's some pretty good work in there from like Ivan Reis and Greg Capullo and who else? David Finch. David Finch did the variant for the very first issue. And this is a cool story. I know that some people like to write off the New 52, but all things considered, the New 52 was actually pretty good for Justice League. It was good for Batman, and there were parts of it that were really good to Superman. So the beginning of Johns' Justice League run with Jim Lee, this was something I absolutely wanted on my absolute shelf. But
Show us the Grand Poobah. Let's do it.
so this is an absolute edition for what is probably my all-time favorite comic book story. And if you don't know what that is, then it
Woo!
says it right
There it is.
on
Wow.
the back.
Wow. That's
I've never
beautiful.
seen this. This is the
So-
first time I've ever laid my eyes on this. Wow.
I
Wow.
didn't realize when I bought this because
That's
you know,
beautiful.
Batman 404 to 407, it's not a huge story for being such an influential one, especially.
Mhm,
But check this out. It's got 2 volumes. And it's like, well, what is there? Just like special feature stuff? No. The first volume is very much like the graphic novel editions that you've seen before. In fact, I think this is the same cover from the
That is
first edition
gorgeous.
collected
That is
graphic
gorgeous.
novel. And one of the things, Paul and I have actually talked about this, about 10 years ago now, DC put out a deluxe edition of Year One that I was really looking forward to getting as a comic book retailer, and the fact that I love this story to death, probably more than anything else. But I avoided it because David Mazzucchelli said they printed it on the wrong paper. They printed it on glossy paper, and the story's not meant to be viewed that way. So I
Oh.
avoided it. And Paul actually hooked me up with a proper collected edition that I think was also called a deluxe edition, but it's printed
Yeah.
on the correct paper. Thankfully, this one is also printed on the correct paper.
That's because I love Chris Clow, and I'll always hook him up.
This has, I think it's a remastered coloring on it, so it
Oh
looks,
my God.
it looks great blown up.
Look
to
at
this
that.
size.
That looks incredible. Dude, Chris, will you do me a favor? Will you put up some more closer to the
Yeah,
camera?
yeah.
I just want to see, for people who don't know, these Absolute editions, DC kills it with this stuff, man. Like
Let me go
it's the
to-
greatest thing they do, to be honest. And it's the format's great.
yeah,
The hardcover,
Can you
the
back
little,
up?
like
Can we see the whole page? Just want to
that
see the whole page.
bookmark tab
Oh.
drawstring thing is amazing. I love that.
Just
archival quality prints, and
look how great.
I
that
love
paper.
this panel in particular. The
God, the
dimension
detail
that Mazzucchelli puts into it.
How
you
many
know?
absolutes do you have, Chris? What
Chris,
are they?
tell it to us.
So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Oh, man,
8,
you got more
9,
than
10,
I only
11,
got-
12, 13,
Oh
14,
my God.
15,
What?
16,
14?
17,
What?
18,
What?
19. I have 19.
Whoa! 19.
Do you want me to tell you what they are?
No, too much. That's too long. We're not off all night.
I'm
We'll be here
going
all
to tell you
night
what I
with
got. Let me tell you what I hold on. I got 3 absolute editions. I got Sinestro Corpse War,
Great.
Long Halloween, and Killing Joke. Killing Joke's great, by the way. It's on Amazon, I think, right now.
Oh
for
yeah,
20
word.
for $26. $26. You get the absolute edition.
I do
Killing
need
Joke.
that one.
But here's
I
the
do
thing.
need that
By the way, I have the absolute. See, this is what the chill stream's all about. Mega chill stream. We're just chilling. This is the absolute edition that Pete's talking about.
Yeah, dude.
I got this at half price books for like $30.
I just did a show with Justin Kowalski. Let's go.
Who's that
and
guy?
Ryan Lauer from the Batman Book Club on the Killing Joke. Check it out.
I miss
Batman Book Club.
Justin. Justin's not on enough, dude. I miss
But
that guy.
dude, we did that show, and then I got the absolute edition. I went crazy. I bought a first printing,
Yeah.
and I bought a 7th and a 5th and 6th printing as well. I also got this though. This is cool. The Noir edition. I can't get in the Noir edition of Killing Joke. So it's like black and white, the whole book.
Okay.
It's like,
Okay.
God damn it, Frank Miller style. It's nuts.
Yeah,
And
it's
like
beautiful.
the only thing that's really weird is that scene in when he goes for the interrogation and the hands, because there's like no distinction
Sure.
of like what's like. Well, why did just
What's
from
on
this
his
book?
hands,
I'm
right,
like, well,
yeah.
what happened? You know, like I wish there was like a little shading or something, but that's my only knock. But outside of that, like it's such a cool way to look at the book. And then
Yeah.
there's a bunch of Bolin artwork as well. So
Yeah,
I
and
think
I
this
look-
is a really cool like a novelty item to own aside from.
And I
the
remember
book.
looking through Paul's, and I thought it was cool that they included both the original coloring and the Bolin remastered.
Yeah,
coloring.
yeah,
And there's a
that's
lot
really
of people, like there are camps, right? Like there. are
Who do you
people
prefer?
I
Just get
am.
into it.
I'm always
Who do you
going to
prefer?
be someone who prefers to see the original vision. So
Yeah, I'm with Chris on this one.
it's a much more muted palette, that's for sure. But it also
Yeah.
gives it kind of a kind of a distant quality, you know, especially in some of the flashback scenes. They feel fuzzier in a way, like less defined,
You're
and
talking
I think
about
that's
this book.
appropriate. Yeah, Killing Joke.
Actually, I'm gonna bust it open before.
It's so good. It's such
before-
a good story.
Yeah,
Cloud, you don't have this one?
I don't. I need to. Well, so that's the
Just
thing.
go on
too, is
Amazon
we-
right now. It's like it's under $30.
I probably will.
So this is for the people who don't know. If I can, sorry, people. This is what we're talking about. This is the original artwork.
I like
Or
the
not
original
artwork,
a lot,
the original
man.
Coloring, the original coloring, right?
It's good too.
They're
Here
both
is-
great, but
oh crap! There's a big old dent in it.
what's his name? Higgins. I go Higgins. I'm a Higgy guy. I go Higgy all the way.
And then if you look here, this is it's. I don't know if you guys can all tell the difference here, but this is now more glossier. It's just a little bit more refined. You know,
Bolin, I thought Bolin hated the original coloring. He's like,
He did.
He
did.
can't stand it.
Yeah.
But my favorite panel, though, Joker on top of that, like in that chair where he's like kind of hunched over, but he's like sitting, and I just like all the way the light works and how it's like what is it like red orange or something like that.
yeah,
It just
I did too.
it just looks cool to me. Like I don't know, I like
It's-
Bolin's coloring too, but I don't
It's
know, I
still
go
a
the
good
original.
looking. Yeah, it's still a good looking
I-
book.
It-
I
the
mean,
story's
there's no
so
escaping
effective.
that.
So
You know,
one of these days
Paul
we'll
and
have to
I-
talk about. Yeah, we'll talk about that story sometime, Chris, because it's not really.
well, we talked a lot about it when we did.
you don't
Three
like it,
Jokers.
Paul?
Dude, we'll be here. See, we'll be here all day. Mega chill stream.
Yeah,
I'm
like Paul needs an excuse to talk, but he can't talk about this topic.
no.
Like,
It's
let's
just- it's a loaded question. That's the problem. I mean, the Killing Joke is, I think, an important Batman story, and I think it's very well written and drawn. It's a great comic book. It hasn't aged well, I think, due to what it
Really?
does and what it did to Barbara and all that. I would say that's where it gets a little bit, but at the same time, of its time, it was important. It's, I mean, but it's also, let's be real. I mean, Three Jokers, I think, made it better. It made the
agree.
comic book.
I
it made it so much better. So
Cloud,
I mean,
Cloud, you like Three Jokers?
oh, we do. We all
yeah.
love. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't you listen to our podcast, Pete? I thought you were a fan.
I am. Can I talk to him? He's here. Like I can ask him a question, right? Instead of me talking to an iPod. Well, no one listens to an iPod. Instead of me being like, "Hey, iPhone Cloud, like, did you like Three Jokers?" I can be like, "Hey, real Cloud, do you like Three Jokers?"
I love. Paul was here when I read the third issue for the first time.
Yeah.
And I was not expecting that reading experience to be nearly as powerful as
I saw it
was for
firsthand,
me.
dude. The scene, again, no spoilers, but the scene where Batman saves you know who, and it's a big old like panel.
It's so good,
dude. I saw Chris's mouth drop, literally drop, eating a burrito. Like he's like this, like, and I go, I knew exactly what scene he was on. So because I was across
so
from him
good.
and he was reading it, but yeah,
No, it was great.
It was
Well,
awesome.
So I'm not. But anyway, before I get back to this, Peter, just so you know, I agree with Paul almost entirely about Killing Joke. I do have a lot of problems with the way that the story plays out.
Yeah,
but the character work, I don't think anybody can dispute.
Yeah, agreed.
Alan Moore on Batman, we all things considered, we didn't get that very much. But whenever he touched Batman, it was always really memorable. And
it was good when it was in Swamp Thing. Was great.
When it was in Swamp Thing, it was great. When
Yeah.
it was in whatever happened, or not whatever happened, for The Man Who Has Everything, that's one of my favorite. And not that Batman's a main character in it, but still good. But anyway, so here's the collected graphic novel version.
Show everyone the goods on this one. This is the one you showed me. I thought was really cool.
Yeah. So
and then we'll move on to Pete after you.
Book 2, the front cover is issue 404.
I'm gonna blow you up again, Chris.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, one second here.
You doing it?
Hold on,
Come on, man.
hold on.
Yeah,
there we
okay.
go.
So front cover's 404, back cover's 407.
That's
First and
cool.
last issue,
Wow.
which makes sense.
Show
Here's
him
the thing.
Yeah, show him the money shot, bro.
So this volume contains scans from mint condition copies of the original issues,
All right.
and it is actually also printed on newsprint.
Wow.
So
Pete's ready. Oh my god.
Wow. What's
look
that
at
smell
how
like?
that looks. Oh, it
How's
smells
that smell?
wonderful.
Oh
How's
god.
that smell?
How
It's
can we
beautiful.
get that smell in the can?
Yeah, it's a good.
I want
I mean,
it
it even
candle.
it's got the original indicia.
Wow, that looks
and
great.
If you go, so like it even has like it's a degree of fading because these are from the original issues, right?
Mhm, mhm.
And yeah, I mean, you probably should be scared of greasy fingers if you're going to read this.
Look at
wash-
Ross eats ribs while his
Wash
is he
your
say-
hands before.
What is
you
the
handle
sheriff
this.
saying?
The
He must be
sheriff-
going crazy.
You
The
see
sheriff
that?
must be going crazy right now.
So
Haas just got the extended cut of Super Mario's release, so he's still on cloud
yeah,
nine. You know,
that's which is
So-
an awesome achievement.
shout out to
Um,
SMB movie.
So it also contains the letters pages. So these are the letters pages at the end of the first issue, are the letters pages
No way.
from issue 408 because that's post year one. If they included the actual letters pages, there wouldn't be any relevance to the stories that were actually published in this volume. But so in addition to the actual issues of the story, you also have the full scripts and you have a lot of the layouts that Mazzucchelli did.
Wow.
So if you're a year one fan, if you like the story as much as I do, then
Isn't that out of print?
I just got it,
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
so I don't believe so. But
I'd love to get my hands on that one.
an excellent 2-volume set. I'm
Chris, if you
very
don't mind me
happy with this.
asking, how much did it cost?
So look,
80?
whenever possible, I always like to support local comic book stores.
Right.
In this instance, I actually had some outstanding credit on Amazon because my wife and I have an Amazon credit card. So there were some rewards, but each book was actually a little bit discounted. I think I got them for about 70 a piece.
That's not bad.
And I ended up actually paying with the rewards that I had $100 for both of them.
That's great.
So I think their year one Absolute retails for 125 and Absolute Justice League retails for 100. So,
Okay.
That's absolutely amazing.
That's rad, dude.
but yeah,
All
year
right.
one is already one of my favorite Absolutes. I have a fair amount of comparisons. So
if anyone wants to buy me a year one absolute, I won't stop them. Okay. Here's my Ko-fi account. Here's my Amazon wish list. Which, by the way, I'm not asking that. That's ridiculous.
Paul's going to start an OnlyFans.
An OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Because he's 19 volumes behind of Clow.
OnlyFans is like, hey guys, I'm almost there to my Batman Year One money. Want some more?
Like, hey.
Oh, hey.
It's like, oh, he's got a scroll tee.
Actually, it's Green Goblin, sir. Thank you. Anyway,
if we go over the threshold for my absolute year one, you guys are gonna get a
I'll show you
special
my
dance-
absolute Year One.
special dance from the Rancor Keeper.
Wow.
Oh
We'll
wow,
do the
We're at-
Rancor Keeper dance.
Okay. We're getting there. All right, Pete, it's your turn. This is Mega, dude. The first ever
Mega Chill stream.
the first ever Mega Chill stream. Yeah, stream. This is amazing. This is exactly what I want it to be. This is exactly mission accomplished already in the first 25 minutes. This is great.
Paul and friends.
Look,
No.
Andrew made an excellent suggestion for your fans. Paul eating ribs in a white shirt and reading comics.
Well, I'll say this.
What you do?
Hey, all cold. Oh, jeez.
I would do it, but I don't like ribs, to be quite honest. And
What?
No.
yeah.
Okay.
See, okay, hold on. We're going. See, that's what I'm saying. Mega Chill, the Mega Chill stream.
You gotta
Nachos.
Mega
Nachos.
Chill stream. Oh, yeah.
Baby burrito.
Ooh,
There you go.
now that's what we're talking. Yeah, I actually know.
Slim Jim.
To be fair, Chris, I don't think I've only had one baby burrito from Gorditos once in the whole time I've been, because I'm a cheesecake or steak quesadilla guy.
So
Anyway,
you and I are
I did
tied
smoke
then.
an octopus yesterday.
yeah, we're going crazy. Pete, it's your turn. Tell us.
Okay.
You got show and
so-
tell. Grab something that's good.
I did. Can you?
I don't know. Can I blow you up? Okay, I can blow you up.
Maybe check out my melons. I too like supporting local comic shops. So Main Street Comics in Milltown hooked me up with this. It's Batman Hush on wrap.
Ah, okay.
And it's really cool because it's kind of like the rough drawings of Jim Lee, but it's got like the word bubbles and it's got sound effects and stuff, and that's all kind of finished. You see that stuff there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the pencils and stuff. I'm trying.
So
I've
wait.
never done this before.
So
I'm
wait,
trying to
so
get the book
Pete,
in there.
this is not just a pure black and white. This is literally.
This
like
isn't even
the
a
rough-
black and white. It's just it's his artwork. It's his
like
artwork. and- yeah,
it's the line work, basically, right?
yeah. Like I, for lack of a better term, I called it like a work print.
No, I think it's a good call. Very filmed
And,
of you.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just thought it was really cool, so I was really excited to.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome. Yeah, that's really
Because
cool.
it's funny because Hush and Killing Joke I've kind of like re-fallen in love with. I've reread them and I was like, wow, like I'm really into this.
They stick out for a reason, man. I don't.
Yeah,
blame you.
Haas, it's pre-inked. It's just drawing. It's just pencils.
Oh, is it? So it's pre.
Yeah, I was reading the
Okay.
chat. Yeah, it's just pencils, and then but it's cool because like I just like how they do the overlay though. Like I was like, it's just cool. Like it says wham. Like I don't know. I just like that. That's just
Yeah.
that's the really cool part to me. It's like, oh, it's like 10% finished.
Pete, I'm gonna ask you on the spot because this is what the Mega Chill
stream.
Yeah, Mega Chill stream, and I wanted to blow you up on this because I don't
Blow
want
it
to be
up.
seen. So my question to you is, what is your how do you feel? True, I know you said you're re-falling in love with Hush, but a lot of people are critical of it. What would you say? Not to be like you suck, but like to those people who don't like Hush, or people who are like hear that Hush isn't very good. What would you say to people that would sell them to read it?
I just for me it's a really interesting ensemble, just Batman spectacular, right? You got like so many villains with this kind of like murder mystery theme going on, and
Yeah.
there's new villains and there's old villains, and there's deception and there's just trickery, and then like it's using villains in ways that you never thought, and they're just intertwined with acting with heroes you can't even imagine. So like I don't know, Hush, it's such an insane ride to me, and it's amazing that they pulled it off. I know at times it can seem like the Jim Lee show, like it's like
it
splash
should be.
page, here's Batman's boot, and everyone's like, it's amazing,
Well,
like,
Well,
It
Jim
is.
Lee's amazing, dude.
no,
I mean,
it
come
is,
on.
but it's like there's more to the story than just even the artwork. It's a good story, and
Great point, Garrett.
it really sets the pace for just the future of Batman and everything. Like
Yeah.
You know, we probably don't even get Under the Hood if it's not for Hush.
Oh God,
Everybody gets their due as well.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
I love. There was one line in there where Batman said, "This plot reaches as high as Superman and as low as the Joker."
this plot,
Yeah.
the plot of the book, man, that's pretty meta.
Yeah, it's pretty dope,
Damn,
man.
dude. Yeah, that's pretty. That's almost breaking the fourth wall, Deadpool, man.
I don't know if he
So-
actually says plot, but he says. that
I
it reaches
know.
as high
I'm
as
just
Superman or
Chris.
Joker.
I'm just anyway. Before I unblow you up here, do you have anything else you want to do for show and tell?
I mean, I got crazy stuff here. I got
Give me another thing.
I got some old books here. I've got
Okay, never mind.
Flash
We're gonna
Comics
mute
number
you.
16.
That's
Just
awesome.
kidding. That's
Check it
rad, actually, dude. That's
Yeah.
sweet.
That's dope. And
How
then
much does that set you back, if you don't mind me
Uh,
asking?
when I bought this for $5.
Shut the hell up.
Yeah,
$5?
and then 500.
500. 500. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then this is Wonder Woman number 5.
Oh, dang, dude.
Yeah,
Wow.
Dang.
dude. These are like my old books. These are like 2 of my older ones.
Dang. They look good, too. They look like they're in good
They're
condition.
decent. I mean, like the Flash has got some rust. You
Oh,
can see where the
gosh.
stables are.
it's got some
Well,
rust.
like, no, I mean, but that, like that's like it's got some like color, like what's it called?
That's gorgeous, dude.
Yeah, I mean, but like like when you go ask somebody like, oh, what's this worth, and they're like, well, there's rust here. It's like, oh, you learn
Yeah.
what they actually look for, and it's interesting, So
Dude, that's great. Hold on. Hot. I love like our friends are like commenting a ton, like Garrett. And
I do
Todd.
have New Gods number 1 hot. I also have Fantastic 448.
Man.
Wait. You have 48. Is that the first appearance of
Galactus
Galactus?
in the server. Yeah, I have the whole thing. Yeah,
Dude, that's
the
not
whole
just
arc.
that is you have the whole arc.
I have the whole arc. I have the whole.
All right, Pete, can you grab that right now? Where is it?
No, it's in the basement. I'm not moving all
Oh,
those
dude,
boxes.
what the hell? You have like
That's
some of the
F,
greatest
dude, that's
comics
like-
ever created.
Oh, I do. I
And-
do.
Well, hold on, but you don't have it in your freaking like little display in the background. What's wrong with you?
There's not enough space.
You make space. Those are classic comic books.
It is.
Look,
That's why it's safe in the basement.
you know what? You won me over.
There's only so many that can, Well, that's the only place you can put
Peter
it.
makes me feel inadequate too.
There's 45 long boxes. They have to go in the basement. There's
45.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, you don't need to
There's a lot.
talk to me about absolutes, Pete. I think you got me beat on
Well,
keys.
you know.
Thank you, Adam. Adam makes
I have
sense.
some pretty cool keys. I picked here.
Oh, we're saying the keyword. We're saying
You know,
keyword
like,
now.
I picked up first appearance,
Hold on a second.
first faceless appearance of Mary Jane. very
Oh
recently.
God, the first faceless
Wow.
appearance. Oh,
Faceless appearance of Mary Jane.
oh God.
That's awesome.
Hold
I
on a
might have
second.
it lying around here. Hold
Well,
on.
you have Batman 232 also,
I
don't
do
you?
have Batman 232.
Oh God,
Yeah.
here we go. Here, I have some essential keys under $10. I can tell you all about. Hit like and subscribe. No, I'm just kidding. Those, you know what?
I
Here's the
wish.
thing. I'm going to say this right now: the collector market, the spectator market, will always be important for comics, regardless. And I respect them. I'm not one of them. It's hard for me to kind of get behind a lot of those YouTube channels. I watch a lot of them. I don't always, kind of. It's just not my thing completely. But I totally get where the allure is, and I do own more modern keys than I even realized. Which at one point I'll slip away and I'll show you something at the end of the night that I showed on the Spidey Dude podcast network, which I hold on, let me see Adam here. Yes, I love Spider-Man 25 too, Adam. I love Spider-Man. Let's be real. I mean,
Who doesn't love Spider-Man?
I don't know. There's people out there who don't. There's people out there who don't like to live. I mean, it's weird, but they don't like Spider-Man, so it's weird. For me, I will blow myself up because I love to be the showcase. Oh, by the way, this cookie is delicious. And I don't know if you guys can see you can actually see the, can you see the actual Cheez-It in there? There's a little piece right there. You guys can see that? Here, let me see.
No, we don't.
Okay. Anyway, it's in there. Oh, good. So, anyway, I'll show you some stuff.
Pete, you have 251 as well, don't you?
I do have 251.
Yeah.
This one isn't a huge one, but this one's for Paul. I know he's Marvel
Oh, hey,
Zombie.
yeah.
So
Oh, I know that.
Web
one.
is Spider-Man number 1.
I think I have that as well. It's a great book.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful cover. Beautiful cover.
That
So-
black suit had so many great covers when it first
Dude, the
came
black
out.
suit is just amazing. I grew up in the black suit. He was in the black suit all the time.
Do you
So I
have
was-
ASM 300?
I do not. I know you do.
No, I don't.
Off the top of my head, I don't think I do. I haven't updated my Spider-Man books in a long time. Like I haven't
Well,
collected them in a while, but I
ASM
have a good amount.
Hold on,
A-
hold on.
ASM
Plug time.
300
Plug
is
time.
so
Plug
hard
time.
to- Oh,
You
okay.
should though, Pete. Because why?
Because I don't know, I should read more comics.
Well, aren't you on a new podcast?
Oh, that is good
Dope. Oh my
segue,
god! I
dude.
just gave you like a freaking like
Oh,
softball.
dude, the lamp. Well, I
You're
was
like,
thinking what amazing thing.
what?
I was looking up for Cloud if I had Amazing Spider-Man 300.
I looked at it the other day, and it is so far away from what I can do. Unfortunately, I've wanted that book for a long time.
Well, anyway, Pete, are you going to talk about your podcast?
I have a gap between 294 and 306.
Pete, talk about your podcast.
I
Greg,
have
help
a
me
new
out here.
podcast. You can find us on Twitter at Italians for Spidey. We are the Italians. We are the Italian Spider-Man Podcast Coalition, and it's me and Nico Caruso and his father Nick Caruso, Sausage and Meatball from the Vigilante 1939 podcast, and we're going to do a monthly show once a month.
That's awesome.
And talk Spider-Man. We dropped our first episode about 2 weeks ago. We talked about Chip Zdarsky's latest What If Spider-Man book, and we talked about 19 years since Spider-Man 1 by Sam Raimi. So that was fun to talk about. Yeah.
That's
it was
rad,
just-
dude.
Oh man, I haven't watched that first Spider-Man movie in so long because I'm too busy watching BVS.
Wow. Wow. All right. Hold on. Everyone, I'm just gonna before he gets anti Zack Snyder, and I have to do this. I'm just gonna mute Pete because he's just. I don't want to go.
Pete.
I have to because
Why?
I don't want his word, the zaddies, to come after me.
They're not going to come after you. They
He knows what I'm talking about.
because you have a minor adjacency to a site that they hate anyway. They're probably
Listen.
just avoiding you. So I
Listen.
wouldn't worry about it.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is this. Pete, I love you. he's losing it. All right, I'm gonna blow myself up. I'm gonna talk about this, and I'll unmute Pete in a minute. When he gets, he's still laughing. So, as people know, I've spent too much money on comic books. I get yelled at by my wife, and I've been given an ultimatum. Basically, my spending habits will have to change as of next month, Chris. I'm not sure if you knew this, but it's happening. It's a bummer. So I'm getting all my buying in now as I can. So, all right, Pete, you're unmuted now. No more anti-Zack Snyder talk, please. Thank you. So anyway,
I was pro.
sure.
I love that movie.
And anyway, I buy comics all the time, and I have built up a plethora of stuff to talk about. So I've grabbed some things. I'm just going to kind of BS about whatever. First thing is I bought this. I thought for $20 on Amazon. I'm like, okay, I'll buy this. This is Devil Dinosaur by Jack Kirby, the King Kirby.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. And it is all 9 issues that he wrote and drew. And as you can see here, it's not very big. I anticipated it to be a little bit bigger. It's not, but it's Jack King Kirby. I mean, I
How many
can't.
pages?
I think it's like 2 or it's 170, like 180, basically.
80 over 9 issues.
Yeah, I mean, they might have thrown in some like Marvel Premiere or something like that, but for the most part, it's whatever.
That's 20 pages a book. That's kind of low.
I mean, well, dude, look at this picture. By the way, this is Jack Kirby's out of control. Look at this. Look at this picture.
I mean, the king isn't like he was a god. He wasn't just a king.
No, yeah, he's
Like
an
Kirby.
Yeah.
Like Kirby's. There's so like for me, it'll always be Kirby's Captain America. Like when I think of Kirby,
and I don't blame you. Look at this. This is amazing. It's amazing. So anyway, I bought this, and I think this is definitely worth $20. I'm getting kind of quite a decent like Jack Kirby collection of trades. I've got a bunch of the DC stuff that he did. I have most of it actually. I think I'm only missing Challengers, and so I think that's all I'm missing. Maybe I'm getting Forever. I should have gotten Forever People by now. I gotta check my.
what is like?
Check
How,
my
so
thing.
how much of the New Gods have you read?
I haven't read any, to be honest, or I've read like maybe one or two issues.
Okay,
We're
all right.
planning on actually covering that on this show.
Yeah.
At some point.
We'll cover it eventually on the show eventually.
So good.
But anyway, I picked up that, and I've been in a little bit of a Mike Millar. Oh my God, Mark Millar kick recently, and
Miller.
no, it's Millar, isn't it?
No, he told me it's Miller.
God damn it! What's wrong with me?
Don't worry,
Anyway.
it's a common mistake. That's why he corrected me.
Anyway, so this is Wanted, which
Mhm.
I have never rented. I have never watched or rented. So
You never saw the movie.
never saw the movie. Never interested me. Never. And but here's the thing. I've heard the movie is nothing like the comic. So why would I even watch the movie
Apparently.
at this point?
I love
I don't
J.J.
know.
Jones.
Who?
He was
Oh, yeah,
incredible
artist.
for a long time. Not for a long time, but for a good Cloud 3-year period. J.G. Jones was drawing DC covers like nobody's business.
DC covers like crazy, and then they gave him the keys to a big crossover event, and I don't think he could meet the schedule because that book got delayed to hell and back. But
But
he
he's
did
kind
all
of
of the
faded.
cover. Yeah. I haven't seen much from him recently, but yeah, he did all the covers for 52. And
He was
yeah.
great. Yeah, he was one of my favorites
Um,
at the time.
Yeah, so I've been wanting to read this for a long time, and I got it half off at a comic book store just kind of randomly. And I'm like, oh yeah, so
Definitely.
yeah. I mean, I keep saying Mike, Mark Miller. He's awesome. I think he's definitely gets a lot of hate from people. I know Jupiter's Legacy just got canceled. I read the first volume at least the first one that he released, and I loved it. And I'm like, man, I want to read the whole thing. So I plan on picking all those up at some point. So I plan on reading this. Maybe I'll do it for a mega chill stream.
Mega chill
Mega chill stream. This is really random. Have you any of you guys read this?
No.
No.
This is basically like a JMS doing like an alternate Marvel
I
reality.
love JMS.
Yeah, word. And so
I love his Spider-Man, and it's controversial.
not all of it's controversial. Some of it is.
Some of it is.
But yeah, look at this. It's like it says, destined to be the marvels of a new millennium, and it's like
Cool.
this is not really the same impact of Marvels. To be honest, let's be real. But whatever you say. So, but yeah, it's just kind of alternate reality stuff, and I've never heard of it, so I picked it up. It was like $7. I'm like, what the hell, man? What do I have to lose? The comic, JMS? Come on.
We need to do JMS's Brave and the Bold.
Yes.
We really should.
And then the last thing I'm going to talk about, which I think is I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to take you a little bit to school here, little schooling. No, not really, but
Professor.
I've talked a lot about this a little bit on Twitter. This is Monsters by Barry Windsor Smith. Now, I'll talk about Barry Windsor Smith here in a second. There's a lot of history with this, and I'll be honest, I have not looked inside this at all. I'm saving it for literally a afternoon where I'm going to sit down and just there's a lot. This is a heavy book, and there's a reason why. But if you're out there and you're like, man, Monsters, Barry Windsor Smith, who is this guy? Again, not everyone knows every artist. Hell, I don't know how, and I love comic books and I read them all the time. I don't know anyone's names hardly at all, unless you're huge, which Barry Windsor Smith is huge. But if you don't know this name, let me please show you, because he's awesome. And he's a little bit eccentric. That's why he doesn't do a lot of work a lot, it seems these days. He's a little crazy right here, but I love being crazy. Crazy's cool.
Who isn't crazy?
Well, exactly. It's like TLC, crazy, sexy, cool. You know what I mean? So, yeah, exactly. Don't go chasing waterfalls. So, anyway, for those who don't know who Barry Windsor Smith is, he did a lot of great work for Marvel, and I'm not sure what DC work he did, but I can tell you that if you want to know where to go, and there are a couple great stories that he's done in X-Men and Marvel Premiere, but I'm going to tell you right now where you want to go is go to either Comixology, shut up Pete, or go to a local comic book store, bookstore, wherever you want to go and get this. I recommend picking up the Weapon X comic book series, or trade paperback, if you will, by Barry Windsor Smith. And if you want to know what that would look like, let me show you. This is what you're looking at.
Oh, wow.
This is the comic book medium. Just he knows what makes comic books work. And if you're kind of into intricate storytelling, because comic books at its core is basic storytelling. I heard Alan Moore say that recently, and I'll have more on that in a different episode at some point. But I actually really thought it was a brilliant take on him by him, actually, because he's not wrong. Comic books is storytelling condensed to its simplest form, and to me that's all very much a benefit, because look at the artistic value you can do with this. Look at what Barry Windsor Smith is doing. This is a very simple tale about Wolverine getting his adamantium claws, And that's a very basic premise, right? Well, look what he's doing on the page. Like, he's telling the story. There's so much going on here. And a lot of people would say, well, where do I go? How do I read this? And I think the beauty of it is you don't really need to read it in sequential order to get what Barry Windsor is trying to do, and you're not going to get lost. That is not always the same for every comic book. But what's fascinating here is I think that you don't need to read it. You don't have to read it sequentially and know where to go to get the information that the storyteller is trying to get out there. And I think this is a brilliant page of what you're going to get in that Weapon X comic book series. So if you want to see what Barry Windsor Smith is at his height of his power, in my opinion, this is it. And another thing, this is not a regular page. This is kind of a splash page, but it's kind of like the anti-splash page because it's just Wolverine chilling out, and this is gorgeous. And now I want to bring out here. I mean, I'm doing obvious takes. This is not me being like, this is his own like cartoonist K-fob or whatever it is. Those guys are brilliant, and I'm just a schmuck. But here's the thing: look at the way they put these letters. These letter panels or whatever, balloons, captions. Again, you don't really know. It's hard to kind of see the order if you're kind of coming into comic books for the first time, but you don't really need to, I think, read them completely in order to get what the benefit of what Barry Windsor is doing necessarily. This is gorgeous to me.
Sometimes I don't read them all in order anyway,
Yeah, no, exactly. People always that say like, well, I don't know how to read it. It's like, I don't know how to read it half the time either, but you figure it out and you go, okay, cool.
And then you go back.
Yeah, and you can go back and read it. And I think that's kind of cool. You can kind of absorb the story better by doing that. So I think this is just a gorgeous splash page by Barry Windsor. I mean, or full panel, whatever you want to call this. It's almost, again, almost the anti-splash page, if you will. So I think this is great. So if you're wondering what Monsters is about, so Barry Windsor's Monsters is a story, and I'm curious if you guys have heard of this, especially you, Chris. You might have heard the story before, and I'll get you guys back in here with me. This story, Monsters by Barry Windsor Smith, is originally going to be a Hulk story. So what happened was he had this story about, and this is where it gets kind of crazy, and hearsay or people accusing other people of stealing. Barry Windsor Smith had an idea about the Hulk coming from an abusive father. Okay. And what happened was apparently Bill Mantlo used that same idea and brought it into the Hulk mythos when he was writing this Hulk run. And I love Bill Mantlo's Hulk run. And he did, I think, a great job himself. Apparently, that was Barry Windsor Smith's idea that he took or stole or whatever. Not going to say what really happened. I wasn't there. I don't know. But apparently, Barry was pissed, and he had a specific story he wanted to tell. But it was very vulgar and very violent, and Marvel was like, we can't tell the story, Barry. Sorry, it's not Marvel. And so he took it and took him 20 years to do it because he was pissed off they wouldn't let him do it, and that he accused Bill Mantlo of stealing his idea. He wrote, finally, took him 20 years to do it, Monsters, which is a book about a monster and coming from an abusive family. And that's all I know. And you basically can just supplement this monster for the Hulk, and that's what it is. It's the Hulk. The story probably wouldn't exist without the Hulk, I'm assuming. So this is, I cannot wait to read this. I'm not going to lie. I've got a lot of baggage of myself regarding some of these issues of what Barry will be talking about. And it is going to be a hard read. I'm looking forward to reading it, but it doesn't mean it's going to be a fun read necessarily. But I think it looks gorgeous. Barry, I've demonstrated, Barry Windsor Smith is brilliant, and he's worth picking up. And I think if you're out there, you owe it to yourselves to check that stuff out. So that's what I'm really excited to check it out and read. Chris, have you heard that story at all?
No, I hadn't heard it at all.
It's pretty heavy. It's a heavy story. And but again, Fantagraphics put it out. I was taking out with Alex from Comic Book Historians, and we hung out, and I picked that up. Had to. And I'm glad I did. I plan on doing I'll have to do a whole day of just analyzing that book. I mean, I'll bring Alex on, and Chris, if you want to get on there too, if you want to read it. Super cool stuff. But Barry Windsor Smith is a brilliant artist, brilliant artist, and I can't wait to get into it. And Pete, have you read the Weapon X story at all?
Not really. The whole X-Men part of the Marvel universe is my weak link. when it comes to like Marvel, I'm usually reading like Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, Daredevil, Hulk, Captain America. That's usually kind of what I read.
That sounds pretty accurate to kind of the things that I would find as a comic book retailer, is that if our Marvel readers were kind of bisected, you were either in the Avengers camp or you were in the X-Men camp.
Mm-hmm.
And man, is even back then, it was so hard to keep up with the X-Men on a regular basis.
There's so
And
many
it's-
X titles.
It's
There's always-
harder.
they're like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like Batman. There's so I say that as someone who reads like all the Batman titles.
Yeah, but with Batman, at least since it's one guy, there's a through line. And most of the time, if you go into a comic shop and you say, hey, what's been going on with Batman for the last couple of years, they can probably kind of sequentially tell you.
Mhm.
The X-Men, you can't really do that. There's so many teams, there's so many characters, there's so many titles, and the stories have done so many. They've gone into such weird variations particularly over the last few years, that it's just hard to keep track. I mean, I can tell you reasonably well what Grant Morrison did and what Ed Brubaker and Matt Fraction did. It's kind of hard to explain everything that's happening with Hickman right now. I tried to keep up with it and I couldn't, because once it deviated and it kind of fell into the regular X-Men trap of 17 titles and all of the crossovers are going to dovetail between every single one of them.
The last X-Men book that I bought was The Death of Wolverine.
Oh, and that was
was-
about what, 5-6 years ago.
That was the
now.
last one.
They got you. They got your money. They're like, we put the Death of Wolverine. People will buy it. They got
That
you.
was actually a pretty good story, though.
It was interesting. The ending, I was kind of shocked they went that way. I was like, oh wow, that's interesting.
Who wrote that? Was it Soul?
I don't
Yeah,
remember. But,
Soul is so
yeah.
underrated, dude.
Charles
But
Soule
there's other
and-
books I want to read though. Like I have an X-Men like I want to read the book that inspired X2 and Days of Future Past, and I want to read the Weapon X thing. And I read a lot of Deadpool though, so that's the thing too. Like I have, where's my Deadpool stuff? Where are you? I have like 9 volumes of Deadpool Classic. Like so, like I have a good amount of Deadpool.
Honestly, man, and I think that Paul would agree, even though he's only read a few issues of it. But, you know, we did an episode of this show about the first story arc for Morrison's new X-Men. That is kind of a modern linchpin for where the X books are now. So many things that we kind of take for granted as being a part of the current X-Men situation originated in Morrison's book.
Yeah.
And it's a really solid crash course into the mechanics
Okay.
of the X books. That was the book where you find out that Wolverine was Weapon 10 and Weapon 1 was Captain America. That was one of the
Interesting.
things that I really liked about that
And,
run.
you know,
I want
it-
to check out like House of M too, and then X-Men
yeah.
versus Avengers. Like that stuff.
I'll-
That stuff.
I've never read House of M, and I never will.
Really, I can't believe that. I feel like you.
Wait.
would've. Why?
Wait. How come you? Yeah, because you do talk down about it quite a lot, but
do.
it's because you refuse to read it.
It's because I don't like where the outcome is at all. I don't like the premise. The premise just seems like kind of blah to me.
As
And
But it was a big event though, right? House of M. That was a big deal.
it was a big deal, and it was. To be fair, I got out of comic books, or I got into comic books right when it ended. Thank God. And I just remember hearing like, wait, they
when it
did what?
ended, it
Yeah,
was
because
you
no.
got back into it with New Avengers, and it was before it ended.
it was New Avengers. It wasn't House of M. House of M was for New Avengers, I thought. Wasn't it?
no. It was
Oh.
concurrent because the whole thing about it was that it was
What
like an
happened?
astonishing X-Men New
I
Avengers
must have. I
crossover.
think when I got back in the comic books in 2004, it must have been during House of M because I
Probably.
don't. Yeah, because I don't remember because New Avengers never did a crossover. They never did like a
But
you
you
know how
read
the-
some of the tie-ins, like you read the Captain America issue of Brubaker's.
no. All right, or maybe Brubaker's yes, but that's because of happenstance. The House of M is one of those things where I just don't like the idea of like I just didn't like the idea. I didn't like what Scarlet Witch did of no more mutants. I hated that. And that was stupid.
Yeah, but you should know just as well as anybody, man. It's not about the ending; it's about the journey, baby.
Yeah, but the journey didn't sound interesting to me either, though. I didn't care. I was like, I don't like
As
this.
someone who likes the rise of Skywalker, you should appreciate
Dude,
the
don't
journey.
even start with me. Don't even start with me, sir. Don't even start with me. Well, this is the mega chill stream. We don't want to derail it to a hate stream here in a minute.
All I'm saying is,
Chris, Star Trek is it better than Star Wars?
yeah, but you
Thanks.
know, it's
You're the
yeah.
best. Mega Chill Stream.
Make a kill
But
stream.
you shouldn't avoid reading it because it is kind of an important story in the modern makeup of Marvel. And
Is it though?
you
I don't
like
think it
Bendis.
is. I don't think it is. What legacy does it have?
Oh, this is so great.
I think it defines Scarlet Witch for a lot of people.
See, I would say Disassembled did that better than House of M did.
I don't know if Disassembled lingers as much as House of M does.
Disassembled literally brought the new Avengers together, and it like essentially derailed like the whole.
Yeah, but the
section.
original lineup for the team has come and gone since then, like 3 or 4
Yeah, but
times.
the current state of the Marvel universe is it without Disassembled wouldn't happen. You need Disassembled to get everything. House of M's like a blip.
I
They're
don't know.
volume for points right here.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't characterize it that way. I think that probably the most influential Marvel crossover of the last like 15
Mega Chill
years
Stream.
probably
Adam kills me,
still
dude.
Civil War.
Adam's coming on the
But-
next chill stream. Really quick, Chris. I just want to say Adam just cracks me up. Like he's such a soft-spoken, like quiet guy, but then he like when he on the internet, he just throws me gems like this, and I'm like, God damn, I love Adam. I love you, Adam. Just want you to know that you're awesome.
All I'm saying is you shouldn't cut yourself off from reading a comic book story, especially one that involves
You're
your
right.
favorite characters.
And maybe when we're 80 years old and I'm on my deathbed, I'll finally read it. You'll be like, and I'll be like, okay, I'll read it.
If I read
Uh-oh.
Dark Knight Strikes Again and Hush Returns, you can read House of M.
I don't think
Isn't
I
it-
actually
what-
read Hush Returns.
Is it Hush Returns
No.
by Paul Dini?
No,
No.
that's Heart of Hush.
Same difference.
Lee
No, it's
Bermejo
just
did
totally
the
different.
covers. I can't even
Heart
remember.
of Hush
who
is
wrote
better
it.
than Hush, but
Heart,
I
no.
know.
Dini's stuff is gold. Hush Returns is not.
Dark Knight Strikes Again might be the worst book I've ever read. And
Dark
that-
Knight Strikes Again.
but I
is-
haven't read. And what is it? Neil Adams' Batman Odyssey. I've never read
That
it.
was a trip.
Thank you,
You
Andrew.
might want
I
to
love
be.
you. I can't read his. I can't read him. I can look.
I
Okay,
empathize,
we're
but
approaching the hour mark here, and I just want to
Mega
say
Chill Stream.
the Nega Chill Stream, Chill Stream, which I love this. The Mega Chill Stream is here to stay. It's what it's called. It's what it is. This is what I'm saying. Adam gives me gold, man. I love it. I love it. This has been great. And for the record, Paul, or God, I called you Paul Pete. Sorry, Pete. Dark Knight Strikes Again. It's interesting you bring that up because did you know what Chris and I did? We already bring up what we talked about with that book specifically recently. I can't grab it, but I actually own the noir version of Dark Knight Strikes Again.
They made a noir version of you. Please grab it.
It's literally buried. Well, you know what? I will. Chris, why don't you set
I
me
can't
up?
believe they
please.
did that.
before, but this kind of
Well,
actually
it wasn't
no.
just Strikes Again, right? It wasn't it a Miller.
No, I
collection?
got. Well, hold on.
But
Hold on
still,
a
the
second.
fact that
Let
it
me-
didn't even went to print.
Stop it right now. Because you know what?
Strikes Again.
Hold
Come
on, Chris. Hold on. I'm gonna mute you, Pete, if you don't stop.
Dark Knight
Don't
3 is
mute
really
him,
good though.
don't
I
I'm
like
mute
Dark
kidding.
Knight
I'm
3.
kidding.
And first of all,
Anyway.
I'm a BOF zaddy, so you can't even get mad at me. So like you,
All right, I'll be
you
right
muted me.
back.
Like I support.
I know.
BBS.
All right, hold on. I mute you just as a joke. I don't really mean it. I don't want to.
Unreal. Mega Chill Stream, Mega Mute Stream.
All right, I'm gonna grab it.
understand.
So
Yeah,
Muted.
You go grab
you guys
it.
talk for 2 minutes.
Talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic. Rhode Island is neither a road nor an island. Discuss.
Oh jeez.
That's old Saturday
Bro.
Night Live. No, I'm surprised that he's refusing to read House of M. Though
I don't know.
mean, that,
What you know what you should read is this series, Man Bat. Only
Oh.
5 issues. I can't say the guy's last name because it's crazy, but it begins with a W. Really good stuff, Clow. I highly recommend it. I think it's been fantastic.
I'm always up for some Langstrom.
Yeah, it's been really good. And I was like, the whole dynamic between him and Francine's been good, and it delves in his family, and then like the Suicide Squad's an issue too. It's just bonkers,
cool.
man. It's crazy. It's really interesting.
The other day I put out like every book that I've bought at the comic shop since I moved back here back in September, just to kind of organize it and
Uh-huh.
get it all in one place. I've got so many books that I'm just so far behind on that I really need to catch up on. But I am going to try and make a point to catch up on Nightwing because I hear nothing but good things about what
Yeah.
Tom Taylor's doing.
Yeah.
He's great.
And
So-
I'm actually really interested in High Republic. I've heard good things about High Republic.
The High Republic's
So-
been okay. There's been highs and lows with that series, but that's just a kind of whatever.
I heard that Vader is pissing people off recently.
Yeah, Vader. It's because it's bringing in more Rise of Skywalker stuff into the mythos, and everyone's like, "I don't like that movie." It's
I
like,
Well,
love
it was
when
part of the
Star Wars
canon.
fans argue it's the greatest thing in the world.
it really is.
I just look. It's so funny because it's like as a DC fan, I'm like, so that's what like 2017 was like for you guys.
Oh,
Like just on the
God, yeah.
outside looking in, it's just like, oh wow.
All right, so kind of we'll end on this because it's going about to an hour, and this has been a blast. The Mega Chill stream has been a success, smashing success.
We were going to talk video games too briefly, weren't we?
Shut up.
You said it. You
No,
said
I said
it.
this is no. I said we weren't going to talk comic book or only going to talk comics, no video games. Anyway,
Mega Chill stream.
yeah, that's
You didn't
a
say it that way.
Mega Chill stream. Okay, really quick. So I did this on the He-Man Masters of the Universe show I did with Dan, little show and tell. And I talked about it then. I'll bring it up again. This is the noir version. Now, Pete, you're gonna hate this because the character you love, Deadpool, the creator Rob Liefeld, was someone I actually really like. Everyone hates, I guess, which is whatever. I
He
don't
blocked
really
me
care.
on Twitter.
He blocks everybody. He's a little sensitive. Let's be real.
Yeah.
He's a little sensitive. But I actually
He
like
is.
Rob a lot. I think he's a great storyteller.
Sure.
People
I got no
can
beef
hate
with
on
him.
him. He can't draw feet. That's fine. Feet. Or I don't stare. At
I've
comic
never
books
said that, but he blocked me. But you're not blocked.
because I actually like his stuff. Anyway,
I do. I have 9 volumes of Deadpool classic. Like I love Deadpool. What are you talking
Well,
about?
You know, I judge an artist by how well they can draw ears.
Oh God, shut up. Anyway, so he has a podcast. I'm not sure if you ever listened to it. It's great. It's a phenomenal podcast. If you love comic books, you got to be listening to that show. It's phenomenal. He turned me on to this version of The Dark Knight Strikes Again. I was one of those people that didn't hate it. I thought it was a really weird, interesting story. He definitely zigged where everyone thought he was going to zag. I applaud that. I thought it was, again, an interesting take. It wasn't the sequel that everyone wanted. It's very much a Phantom Menace move, if you will. But a lot of the complaints, and and one of the complaints that I think is valid is the coloring is really wacky. It's just too much in that book.
I honestly haven't read the book in so long. I don't even know what you're talking about. I have to go back and look at it because I don't remember.
You'll have to, because there was a couple things and we're going to do it on a show. We're going to do a show where me and Chris are going to go and a number, not the whole book, but a bunch of select pages. We're going to analyze and show people how different this book really is compared to the actual book that came out.
Mhm.
You can hate the story. It's whatever. Frank Miller's art, black and white, Sin City style, mind you, for this version of the story makes so much more sense. I think it's much, much better. Let me show you, Pete. Like
I went into this doubting, and Paul showed me a couple of specific examples, and
I'm sure. I'm
legitimately
sure he's.
surprised.
I'm sure he's 100% right. The thing is, just like, do you have any idea how many times I've looked at that book? I'm like, all right, that's in my to sell pile.
look. Oh my gosh.
No, I get it. No, it looks great. It
This is
looks.
phenomenal. This looks
It look-
incredible.
It looks the thing about the coloring, especially in a page like that, is that for some reason, and I can't remember who colored it because I think Klaus Janson did the inks as
it's the
usual.
regular colorist.
Whoever did it flattened his work so much in the
Yeah.
final book that it loses like all of its dimension.
But see, it's kind of like Justice League. It's kind of like Batman Odyssey to me. It's like, do I buy this book just for the artwork? Because it's like, I know I'm going to get a trash story, which I don't like, so or whatever, But it's like, what do you buy a comic? What do you buy a trade for? Do you buy it for
Paul,
a
if-
good story? Do you
if-
buy it for good art? Do you buy it for one? Do you want to buy it for both?
Look at this.
That's
Look at this.
the interesting part, because like
This-
for artwork alone, it's a very interesting purchase.
This is great. And that's the thing, though. I don't think the story is. I think, honestly, the story.
Because it's like the Batman book you've always wanted, that Sin City style Batman, which I guess is like black and white, but you wanted the Frank Miller version.
But here's
you
the thing.
get the story out of it, so it's like,
See, we're gonna do a show on
Kinda
this.
win.
We'll have to have you on with us, or we'll need a post like kind of talk about it show, because I want to actually do
which
an
I'm down with, because that gives me an excuse to read that damn thing again.
Well, here's the thing. I do think the story is whatever. I think people can have a problem with the story. I just think I think a lot of people had a problem with the whole thing in general. I think if the art,
As a Grayson fan, it really irks me.
I was just about to say, Paul, if
And-
you like Dick Grayson as much as
I like Dick
probably
Grayson.
Pete and I do, but I mean, like,
Yeah.
love Dick Grayson,
Yeah.
It's
But I
really
mean-
hard to get through parts of Dark
But okay,
Knight Strikes Again.
forgive me here, but what about Return of the Joker by Batman Beyond people? What they do to Tim Drake? Everyone loves that story.
That was not a violation of Tim Drake's character, though, and that was
Wasn't-
also
he
a
still was it not?
subjugation.
He became
because
the Joker.
He wasn't in control of his actions. He was brainwashed, and he was also
Yeah.
a kid.
Was he though? Was he in control?
Oh, come on, man.
See, this is what I'm saying. This is why I love. This is why I
See,
love
this
debating.
is
This why I
this
love
is
debating.
just you. You're trying to stir your little pot.
Paul's like, I
as
was in
opposed to
debate club
actually-
at high school. I won 3 years running.
I love debating and arguing. It's one of my favorite things to do.
You
in the
have
world.
to come to a debate with competent. Never mind.
Mm.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Okay. Anyway. No.
All I heard was like the Rise of Skywalker is, and then Paul's supposed to fill in the blank.
Anyway, this has been the mega chill stream. Has been
Mega
awesome.
chill
Oh,
stream.
I don't mean to insult you. That's not what I'm doing. All
Chris,
I'm saying
you could,
is
you could
that
insult me, and I still would
You-
just be like, "It's cool. I love you."
when
That's fine.
when
Just
when
remember,
you are
Chris had
trying-
Star Trek over Star Wars tonight.
when-
We
This
already
is
know
on
this.
record.
Anyway,
you got to know that when Paul does engage in an argument, he's doing it for one of two reasons. One is that it is something that he actually does believe and he wants to
Yes.
communicate that effectively.
yes.
Or the second reason is he wants to prod you and poke you until you
Yes.
explode.
People
And the
people on
second
Twitter don't-
one
yeah.
doesn't always come with a salient or cogent argument.
Nope.
Well, there's
nope,
like
but-
tone. You don't have tone on Twitter, so it gets lost. You know?
No,
True.
and and a lot of people get mad at me on Twitter, and I get it. And it's fine. I don't need to. I don't need to impress people. I'm impressed myself. So
You
anyway,
impress
bro.
You
Yeah.
impress me
Oh,
on a
I-
daily basis.
so, yeah. Well, thank you, Chris. Well, you always impress me, and I appreciate Chris like crazy. And you too, Pete. Thank you so much for coming on.
Hey,
Man. This has been a blast.
look. I can't wait to go to a Kraken game with you. Like,
Dude, hell yeah,
I'm-
dude.
I'm excited.
Dude, aren't you coming out? Are you
I'm
seriously
coming
coming out for it,
Well, Seattle is like, one of my like.
Pete?
It might be my Graceland.
Pete, you
You
have
know?
a place to stay. You can stay in in this room right now. You'll be able to stay in this room right now with there's a
I
whole room.
snore, so I don't know if you want me there.
Bro, it's my basement. It's my studio. You have the room to yourself.
He's got a lot of space.
What do
I
you
got a lot
call
of
what do you
space.
call it? Like F Studios?
FD Studios.
FT Studios. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
FT
Yeah,
Studios.
no,
I can.
yeah,
wait,
Chris-
you're telling me I can hang out at FT Studios?
Dude, you can stay the night. You have a
And I
couch
can
right
read-
here.
I can read Dark Knight Strikes Again Noir.
You can buy it. That's what you should do. If you're a Batman fan,
No, I want to read yours in FT Studios.
no.
Yeah.
Buy your own and then come
No,
back.
that's like the
No.
thing. That's
Anyway,
what
all right,
known
we're
for.
going too long. All right, we're going.
Paul Herman, the Frank Miller zombie.
What? Frank Miller zombie? What are you
Yeah.
talking about, bro? You're go home. You're drunk. So.
Well, if
Uh,
you do come out, we're going to the EMP museum.
Oh yeah. Well,
let's do it.
Just come out, visit us. It'd be great. But thanks for coming on this, man. This has been
Yeah,
a
this is
blast.
fun.
We'll have you on for the mega chill stream. Seriously, I admire all your shows. I'm stoked. I didn't know the new Spider-Man show already had an episode. I'll definitely be listening to that.
Yeah, we
part
got
of that.
one.
That's rad,
Yeah.
dude. That's rad.
It's a good time.
And yeah, like I said, we'll have you on the mega chill stream at some point again in the future. So just stay in the ready, please, if you don't mind. I would
Standing
love it.
by.
And you're great. I love you, Pete. And honestly, we'll do maybe a big roundtable about the Dark Knight Strikes Again. We'll get you.
I can't even remember when.
Okay, you know what? That's it. That's what.
Wow.
The comic binge. I'm gonna say, Batman podcasters assemble, and then is that how it works? And I'm gonna
does Ryan Haas want in on
No.
this? I feel like
Oh,
Haas
yeah.
should get in
You
on this.
throw up a signal, obviously.
Oh God, yeah. No, I'm doing Marvel style, dude. I'm just gonna say assemble.
It's a Batman.
You just didn't get it, Chris.
yeah,
You
so
just
anyway,
get it.
so I'm gonna say it right. So you're gonna hear it here first. I'm gonna assemble the best Batman podcasting crew anyone's ever seen, or the people I consider my friends. So that's what all matters. So people like Pete, Ryan Haas, Ryan Lauer, Justin. I always mispronounce his name. Krakowski. I can't say your last name, man. I'm sorry. I love
Justin
you, Justin
Kowalski.
Kowalski. Yeah, I could never say his last name right. But get Justin on there. I don't want to get Bill. Bill probably just hated on it the whole time, so I don't know. But maybe I'll get Bill on there if he wants to do it. Maybe he'll like it. I don't know. But anyway, get up all these Batman podcasters, and we'll do a big retrospective of Dark Knight Strikes Again, and it'll be after we do our noir episode, Chris. So we'll do a kind of a big kind of show a little people, maybe broaden their horizons. We'll reread it, and maybe
Chris,
we'll
when was the
change
last
their
time you
mind.
read this book?
when I got my absolute, which was
You have an
6,
absolute?
7 Yeah. Well, because Dark Knight Returns and Strikes Again are in one volume together. So if you
I don't
want
know.
absolute Dark Knight Returns, you're getting Strikes
That's how they
Again.
did that? Wow.
It's
See,
just
even
called
they know it's a
Absolute Dark
dud.
Knight. Yeah.
So yeah. So anyway, guys, this is great. I'm
There's
gonna
All-Star Batman in there.
They should
What?
put it in there, but it's not.
Gosh,
It's-
we're gonna see the mega chill stream's going off the
Mega
rails.
chill
We're going off the rails. Anyway, I'm gonna organize a show, and so I'm gonna aim for it hopefully soon. So I'm gonna organize this behind the scenes. So Ryan Haas, Garrett, all you guys, let's all get everyone together. Mega chill stream, whatever it is. Anyway, Pete, where can people find you? Oh, follow Pete wherever he's gonna say. Follow, subscribe, all that jazz. Go.
You can follow me on Twitter. That's Instagram. You can follow me on social media. That's Twitter, Instagram, and Zack Snyder's favorite Vero at Pete Illustrated. You can follow one of my podcasts.
Are you on
Vero?
Vero actually?
I am on Vero. I'm very active on Vero at Pete Illustrated. You know, it is a nice place. Vero, wonderful, nice place. You can follow one of my podcasts, Straight Outta Gotham, that I co-host with the champion of Long Island, Eric Holzman, at straight_O_G on Instagram and on Twitter. We are doing a contest. If you want to follow us, we're giving away a copy of the variant of Nightwing 80.
You can just give that to me.
If you can help us get to 350 followers, we will raffle off the comic. You can also follow my Spider-Man podcast at Italians for Spidey, the Italian Spider-Man podcast coalition. That's me, Nico Caruso, Nick Caruso. We talk about Spider-Man once a month, and that's cool. Check out my reviews on BatmanOnFilm.com.
Yeah.
I got toy reviews and interviews on Batman on Film YouTube. So it's cool stuff. Tara Strong, Kevin Conroy, Michael Uslan.
Oh wow.
Lots of cool stuff on the YouTube
Yeah, I saw
channel.
the Uslan interview. I'll have to check those out. I always meant to. I always forget
Mhm.
about it though. That's
Lots
awesome.
of good
Man.
stuff there. Yeah.
You're awesome, Pete. Thank you so much for coming on. You're a sweetheart. So much you know.
Oh, gracias.
Love you,
Ooh.
Mr. Chris. I love you more though. No offense, Pete. Just kidding.
Mega chill stream.
Chris, where can people find you?
At Chris Clow, CHRISCLOW. That's Twitter, Instagram. I think those are pretty much. Well, you know what? I might actually have a Vero too. Now that you mention it,
We all
I
have
joined it
Vero
a while
now.
ago.
I
Yeah, we
don't have
just
Vero.
all,
Thank you very much.
we're all on Vero.
I'm not.
And Binge Comic, where we're at, and Paul's going to plug that in a minute. Comics on Consoles, my comic book video game podcast. I'm developing an episode which we might do stuff for on the Comic Binge channel.
We are
Play
gonna, dude.
around
Who's
with
gotta
the
you
video
organize it?
stuff.
You
Yeah.
gotta organize it.
Well, I mean, in terms of subject matter, you might want to get over to comicsonconsoles.com.
Yes.
Check out the other
Listen.
issues that we have.
Yeah.
And my Star Trek podcast, Discovery Debrief, with some good friends. We kind of jump back on the wagon, and the second season of Star Trek Lower Decks is starting in August, so we're all pretty excited for that.
It's exciting.
And other stuff happening in the franchise, including the big show I'm looking forward to, Strange New Worlds.
Awesome.
So, yeah, good stuff.
Right on, right on. All right, you can find me on Twitter at Herman22 at 2 N's, aka P Thug. Also follow us on Twitter at Binge Comic. I recently just created a Instagram, and I always forget what the name is because it's
P Thug.
No, it's not called P Thug. Pete, come on, man.
I love P Thug.
I do love P Thug too. That's why I kept it. We are on Instagram, the _ comic binge. So please
Great.
follow us there on Instagram. I'm going to try to, I've heard Instagram's a great place to promote for comic book stuff. And you know what? I'm going to do it. So Instagram, I'm coming for you. We're coming, we're going to find you. We're going to find you. But yeah, no, follow us on Instagram, the _ comic binge, at binge comic for Twitter. Again, follow me, Herman22, 2 N's, aka P Thug. Please like and subscribe this video. For the people who have subscribed recently, thank you so much. It means a lot. My goal right now is to get to 500 followers by then, in a couple months. So I'm at 379. Maybe I lost a few from this. I don't know. Who knows? But whatever. Please just like, subscribe, and if you have, I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, seriously. And yeah, man, I'll have to organize the Dark Knight Strikes Again show at some point, which we can all be on, and that'll be a ton of fun. So everyone from the Comic Binge podcast, thanks for coming in, and we'll see you on the next one. And Chris,
Read more